he's only got 3 towns he takes care of, and all 3 of them are up north. And he has 3 towns that have school districts incorporated in them in Connecticut. And he said if we wanted to, he would submit a proposal to us, but he works by the hour. And it was, I believe it was $110 an hour. So, and at this point, you know, I would like to make a motion that we contact him and ask him for his proposal in writing. The other ones won't do it unless they said, this other one I was talking about, unless we said he had the job. So
It's odd.
yeah. From what I was talking, this last one, I was talking to him, the whole thing, because there's such a demand
Yeah.
in the state for auditors, because I guess some of them will drop like flies. We're in a situation where we don't have much choice.
Yeah.
You know, I feel comfortable with the guy, the single proprietor, for one reason.
And he's on that list, so.
He's on the list, and he's recommended by the state. And where he works alone, the other ones, we've had single CPAs coming in years ago, and we never had a problem with them. The trouble with these other firms, they've all got employees, and we just witnessed this with Smith, that one day you call and you get to talk to one person, and then the next day there's somebody else on. And we went basically 11 months before we got that audit done. And I'm deathly against going through that again, but I'd like to make a motion. We contact, his name is Stephen Hopkins. He lives in Scarborough.
I'll second your motion. Is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Great, I'll do it in the morning.
Thank you. Recreation Director, I had an email from a person who was interested. I responded to him within first couple hours that he emailed about interest. And then he emailed us like 4 weeks later saying, hello, is this job still posted? So I forwarded my email again and I said, yes, are you still interested? Asked for a job description. I sent him the posting today and hopefully he'll get back to me. He said that he's gonna review the job description and then if it's something that interests him, he'll submit a resume for us to review. All right, job description for the deputy positions. We took those home a couple meetings ago, wondering if we should get these advertised for when or if the budget passes so we can start the hiring process, as the training takes well over a year, but we're gonna have less than that. Alicia?
So Judy and I chatted a little bit today. If we posted them beginning of March, we are hopeful maybe we can start interviews at the end of March. And then we know that one is the budget, but she would like the board part of interviews too.
Okay.
We thought next week we could work together, get something
Posted.
Sounded good with the descriptions, and then
Yeah.
put up the first, second week in March and go from there.
I would look for a motion to start advertising those in accordance with the wishes of the town clerk's office.
Moved. Seconded.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I'm seeing none. All those in favor? All right, we will get those advertised with Dee Dee. June ballot articles. Money for the Grange Hall ceiling, paving money, 3 contracts. We have the acceptance of Emma's Way, and then a supply budget for the comprehensive committee.
So we're wondering if we could put on a question, maybe just appropriating like $500 for them to have some money just to start that committee with.
Yep.
If it's advertising or anything that they need up front with that. I mean, we don't need quite 500, but
Yeah.
at least if they're in the committee, we usually started with something for the head.
Yeah.
Put it down to at least advertising.
And then the contracts, I said when I took over this position as chair that Any contracts going forward, I want to put fully back out to bid. Any contracts that were expiring and such. So I would also want to get those contracts reviewed by our town attorney that we have now. The previous town attorney is the one who reviewed them. As Alicia stated last week. So that was the question of our town attorney from a citizen, asked if they reviewed the contracts. And he said, I didn't review any contracts. And I said, I know you didn't.
They hadn't reviewed, they couldn't have reviewed them.
So that was Jensen Baird that reviewed them.
Right.
So I would like to send those to our current our current town attorney to review them, give any inputs, fix some wording or grammar errors that we know of. So I'm wondering what the board thinks about that.
In reading those, the road contract, for instance,
Yep.
how that is written, I have some big problems with it, because some of the stuff is repetition.
Yep.
And even from referring to specs, and so on, those specs should be incorporated in that contract, not as an addendum.
Yep.
Well, there's obviously, in anything, there's legal terms that have to be put in, but I think that there wasn't enough thought put into this one. Actually, for the other ones either, for that matter, but when you read a contract and then you start to read inspection, you're reading the same thing again, something's wrong. That should be stated once.
Yep.
And like I said, as far as I'm concerned, there's problems with all three of them that are out there.
And if we want to add anything for like equipment needed or whatever, we should, before we send that in, we should have it, because some of them need a lot more equipment, the sidewalks and the town-owned properties, than what we're requiring.
I could do it with my little Ford Ranger according to the contract,
According to the contract,
or my Mahindra. Do it with anything. There's no requirements. So, yeah, I think, we definitely have to get them out to bid so we can open the bids, hopefully before the June ballot, because I don't want to do another special town meeting to accept contracts. So if maybe, I know it's less than a week, but maybe we can come back next week with the requested, like we can all come up with what we want in the contracts, and then send them to the attorney and be like, hey, add this, take this, and review it.
I almost started writing them, and then I said, well, wait till
We talk about
tonight
it.
before we go any farther.
Yeah, I think it would be good to like have our recommendations and changes and then send it to the attorney to review. But definitely something I want to get on and not keep kicking, because we want to get those done.
We will need them, to put on for the June ballot, you're gonna need them for April.
Okay.
So that's why
Yeah.
you're talking about next being the 23rd, the last week in February. If they're gonna go to a town attorney, you're in March. You have to get them up for a couple weeks. I would say advertise for a couple weeks to get the bids. So,
Well, the only other problem is you've got a new board coming on,
yep.
and they should be involved in that.
I don't think you can get them on your June ballot if you do that, that's all.
I think that can be expedited. I really do. If we start on it now, and
Well, I
then,
just think you don't know how long your town attorney has it for, those three contracts are, it's completely up to you guys. I know how we sometimes are, if our June, I don't know when the June vote is, but it'll be it'll be that same day that you vote, we do. You know?
usually, I think it's the latter part of the month.
But
when that.
that means your warrant is due 2 months before your new ballot. That means you have now voted, like, your warrant is put together. Your budget committee has met and done recommendations and actions. Like, you can't go until that last
Yeah.
day. There's a lot of other components. That's all.
Yep. Yeah, no, I definitely think,
What you're saying, I think it's great, but I just don't know if that's possible.
Because they're the ones that are going to have to be administered.
Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna, at this point, we're gonna do our own things and then put them together, or what
I
are we
think so,
gonna do?
yeah, I think we can do that. I know, I can reach out to I have the emails, and if they have anything that they want to see on them, I can reach out and see if there's anything. I know we're not paying you guys yet, but if you guys get on, but kind of, and that goes to anybody too, if anybody wants to see certain things. I mean, we're elected to serve the people. You know, we don't make all the decisions ourselves. So if anybody wants to see requirements of stuff, I would reach out to one of us.
Well, in doing this work, we should have, I know the ones that you sent out have had the PDFs, you know, I asked you, Alicia, about that. If we can get those sent just to the three of us with the PDF taken off.
The reason I don't, because those are then like.
I realize that.
You change stuff with them, then like
Well-
I mean, I can, it's, you just tell me, I just don't normally send any contracts out that aren't PDF.
Well, anything that's after the fact that we don't agree on, we just chuck them, or shred them, rather.
All right, so we will do that. The York County, the YCSWCD grant that we had a public hearing on, I don't remember that acronym. I know it's York County. What do we want to pick for items on this list for things to do?
Good God.
We do have to kind of do that. My would be the energy efficiency of this building, so the insulation, the heat study. Definitely not a generator as we thought, because it has to be a solar powered generator. I think that's, no. So I would say just the energy efficiency aspect of it for upgrading this building, insulation and stuff like that.
That's gonna take all that money,
Yeah.
and then some.
Yep. But that's just me. I don't know if the rest of the board has any input on that.
Either that or something with the drainage out back.
Yeah, those are the two big ones.
I mean, you can pick, remember you said you could certainly
Pick multiple.
more than one, and one only takes during,
I mean, I would say, I think the drainage and the
you have
insulation.
them both at least on there, so then you can do both projects if you can.
Yep. What were you gonna say?
No, it's
Okay.
So I think on Monday, we
Either
should
one.
try to like pinpoint for sure.
Yep.
You said we would definitely have those in March.
All right, that is all I have for old business. New business, we have to sign the mowing contract. This has already been approved, so we'll sign that after the meeting. Review the quote from our electrician for the lights in the basement boiler room. So there was a quote received for replacement of lights for 3 4-foot LED strips provided by the electrician in the basement panel room with the appropriate wiring off the existing lighting circuit. Total estimate for the work is $960 or $980. Excuse me. That includes labor and materials and installation for the above work. We need new lights down there. The wiring down there, it blew one of our new bulbs.
Put in a new LED bulb, like, I can't remember what it was, but light, and it blew immediately. because of the
Cool.
fire. That was a little bit of a fire danger.
So is there a motion to accept this? Is there an
how many
electrician?
bid we got.
We just reached out to the electrician to ask for the price, just because it's a smaller project, and it's
Our electrician up in our town building.
the one who does the work for the town. So I'd look for a motion to approve that.
Wish we had put it out for bid. That's getting up there in money. It's one thing to replacing the light, but that's my feeling on it.
I made the motion.
You made the motion, okay. I'll second it for discussion. I know it's not above our bid policy. The electrician has done multiple jobs for us in the past on kind of like short notice, and he is on our list of approved vendors for the town. And it's just something that needs to be done. I mean, going out to bid, I agree, going out to bid for things that are pretty expensive, yes, but for something this small, I don't think going out to bid is needed.
And all the work that he's done for us, he's been really good and actually cheaper than what we had before.
Is there any further
Just
discussion?
to add to that, about that though, just because he's done a couple of adjustments doesn't mean we can't get someone to come in cheaper, because it's their money, not ours. I think that ought to go out to bid.
All right, all those in favor of approving the quote? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay. Discuss internet at the Bricktown Hall. Alicia?
So Gail was there for a revitalization meeting and realized her computer was not connecting to internet. So we're not 100% sure. I was gonna hold off on this, but I'll speak to her and I wanna check. So we checked with Consolidated because we weren't sure when we moved everything, maybe if I didn't remember, but we weren't sure if we turned off the internet, like canceled the internet with them when we moved all the equipment here. There's not a huge need otherwise, unless there's a need you can think of, that really needs internet. We have the phone lines we have to have for the security system, so we get that with Consolidated. But we don't or weren't able, I haven't done it myself to look, but to find the modem that's there, but we are paying for it. You are paying $180 a month for internet there, so I don't know if that's something you do want to continue with, or if it's something that you are fine with canceling, or maybe find out for sure if the modem is there, but we definitely are paying for it.
I think if we're paying for it, A, if we're paying for it, we need to have it there, and B, there are some functions from committees that use it, and I'm pretty sure that they would use the internet. Historical Society comes to mind. Do you guys use the internet? Okay. And I know yeah, I think we should definitely look into that. So, all right. Next thing on the agenda is approval of plumbing permits for TCE contamination filters. Looking for a motion to waive those fees as the town installed it. So there's a motion and a second.
Motion.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. That is all I have for new business. And I will just say that there is a planning board meeting at 7, so we still have some time, but I just want to make that acknowledged. I have no appointments or resignations, so I'll open it. Wade, I know you just handed out some photos.
Okay, on 2/7 at 8:18 PM.
AM.
I had, AM, sorry about that. I had spoke to, next door had called me about doing the sidewalks, and I said, at this point, we've got an eighth of an inch of snow. There's no sense doing the sidewalks, just to salt them, and I reached out to you guys about that, and he went down to salt them. Lo and behold, we have somebody had plowed all the slush from the road up on there, and it wasn't a town truck. It was a yellow truck. Got video of it here at the thing. I had actually had somebody that called and told me that one of the town trucks was going down the town road, the state road rather, in front of the municipal building with his plow down, plowing slush onto the sidewalk. So I called, took me several days, but I got a hold of the DOT and asked them if they had any yellow trucks that would have been in that area, subcontractors or anything, and they said no, all their trucks were blue, and they had just salted the road. So it's definitely a yellow truck, and I don't know what you guys want to do about it, but it's one of the town contractors' trucks plowing the state road, putting slush onto our sidewalk. Now, Nick reached back out to me and said, well, there's a bunch of slush on it, and I said, no, we're not doing it. And when, at the fact, if we had done it, then we'd be sending the town plow contractor a bill for it.
Were they just plowing the road, or did they have a wing up on the sidewalk?
The
What did they do?
wings up on the side, they had the plow down, and
Is there more than one driver that works for the town contractor?
yeah, well, we'd have to reach out to the contractor and find out who was driving the yellow truck at the time.
I mean, have you done that?
No, I haven't. This is the first time that I've mentioned it to him.
And no one's had any complaints all year about this plowing from all the different contractors.
It's got nothing, it's got nothing to do with this. This is a town truck, or the contractor's truck, that's supposed to be doing our town roads, that's plowing a state road, plowing slush onto the sidewalk that the taxpayers pay to remove the snow.
And I pay too, also, but I mean, just relax. I'm taking all the snow contractors' sides, because there's multiple sides on that.
They shouldn't be on the state road, period. It's a state
They shouldn't be plowing a state road.
It's not
That's
town.
state.
They did on
So,
purpose.
okay.
Do you want to reach out to Dennis on that, or you want me to?
I'll reach out to Dennis on this, because I have a witness that knows who was driving the truck.
Everyone's
Okay.
side.
Okay.
Question. It was eyewitness who was driving the truck.
Yes,
So it was more vandalism.
it was more vandalism, and
And I
it was
say
done on
town should be
purpose.
prosecuted. Because this has happened before. Remember the metal stuff that was
Mm-hmm.
thrown up there so the equipment got destroyed? Somebody needs to be held accountable. We hold our children accountable for when they make poor choices.
Mm-hmm.
An adult needs to be held accountable.
I will reach out to Dennis tomorrow, and
Yeah. Cheryl?
Things happen, mechanical, the plow could have broke. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
I knew
it's
that was
not.
gonna happen.
Excuse me, I'm up here talking. Oh, you're such a child, Charlie.
All right, what,
I'm just
That's
saying,
enough.
there is, she said vandalism, that's a serious charge, okay? I'm just saying, there's a possibility, because this, I know there's been sanders and mechanical problems on all. I've been around machinery for years, on a lot of things, and it could have been. It's not a downright, point blank, on purpose. There's a possibility. And it's no worse than riding a 1-ton down a sidewalk going the wrong way. That was thought ahead. So, before we jump the gun and blame everybody for this, that, and everything.
yeah, we're gonna reach out to the plow contractor and see. I would hope, I mean, if I had a contract and
Put the wing lifted up right after you've done.
I put snow on something because of a mechanical failure, I'd reach out to one of the 3 selectmen and say, hey, I had a malfunction in one of my trucks, this is what happened, I'll cover the snow removal.
Walter Rucker. If we know who did it, why would they be going down that road anyway? Are they going to their shop? Is their shop located down the hill on Route 11?
And these are the questions that hopefully will be answered by the town contractor when we reach
I
out.
think we need to reach out to the contractor, put him on warning. He's got a problem child working for him. In any future contracts, we'll have it written up that this particular man that we've had trouble with, and it's a continued attack our select board, will not be allowed to work for any contractor for the town of Limerick. I think you should check into your legal attorneys on that question. And if it's possible, have it written up.
He did say he had a chain break. He took the truck down to Allstate. He's got proof that he fixed the chain, and that's what had happened. So, if you want documentation, let me know.
We'll reach out to the contractor, thank you.
Okay.
All right, is there any other discussion of agenda items? Dean?
I'll be quick, I know you have another meeting coming. I wasn't planning on coming down here, but when I heard mine and my wife's name mentioned, I wanted to clear something up. Dean and Lisa didn't take out the first recall papers. Lisa did. And our town ordinance didn't specify a date that it had to be returned. And the town clerk contacted the town attorney and said it falls to state level. We dropped it, it's done, it's over. Now, I believe this board and maybe the other two people made an agreement in court or with the other attorney in regards to the last recall petition. Whatever that agreement was, which I don't know, if she wanted, or was asking for compensation, that was the time to do it, not after the fact. You owe her nothing. Last thing is, FOA requests. It's my understanding that we need to submit these to Dottie down in the code enforcement office, correct? Right. I submitted 2 of them, Howard, one to you and one to Julie, and one to Julie. Dottie has sent out a follow-up email on both of these, and there's no response. But yet, Mrs. Edgerly comes up here and presents all the information that she gets. So why is she giving her information, but I can't get it?
I can't answer that question. I find it as upsetting. I can't get, sometimes there's been delays in responses.
Well, somebody better answer it, because I don't think that I should have to spend $185 of my money to file a complaint in the Superior Court when she can walk in there anytime she wants and gets the information. I sent it to you, how come you didn't answer it?
I never got it. I looked it up. I never received that phone.
Well, that's funny, because Dottie said she can tell when it's been received.
Well, I got news for you.
Well, then there's a problem with the email, because I've heard Gail mention the same thing on many times. It doesn't matter. If Julie is ignoring these, or anybody else, it's clearly known, and if you look on the list for 2025, you can see all the FOA requests that were answered or went unanswered. Some people in this town seem to always get what they want, and I don't.
One, Dean, Julie did not ask for a refund or compensation for her.
No, but you suggested the town owed.
That was amongst a group of people that were talking, and if you had been there, you would have heard it.
You
It
said
was-
right in this public meeting that they should be owed, and I'm
They
saying.
should,
Okay,
I think the
hey.
citizens,
That's
anyway,
your opinion, I
anyway.
need mine.
Okay.
And I told you, he wasn't here, he must have been in transit, because I told you when you said something, or Wade said something about me getting information from Julie. I've never gotten any information from Julie. I sit and I read the warrant.
Okay.
I used to go up and sit with Laura for hours, going through the bills and stuff. She'd let me sit right there.
Okay.
I haven't asked Julie, she's got too much going with the budget and everything, and what I did get from Dottie, like I say, okay, some of it was bleeped out, but you gave me that of the Executive Commission. But no, I've never gotten any paperwork from Julie directly. It's always gone, oh,
Okay,
child,
please.
you're so rude. Well, you are rude
All right.
too. So I just want to say, I did not get anything, so
Okay.
I shouldn't be accused of going to get it.
There is a planning board meeting at 7 PM that we agreed to have the meeting from 6 to 7 tonight. So at this time, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? All right, thank you.
Hello and welcome to the February 18th, 2026 meeting for the Planning Board in Limerick, Maine. Please join us in a flag salute. All right, our first order of business is to approve the meetings from January 7th.
I will make a motion to approve the January 7th meetings.
I will second that.
Okay, any questions or discussion? All in favor? Approved. February 4th minutes are still pending, so we will push that off for next week. As far as old business is concerned, we've got the findings of fact for Waterwoods Campsite, map 49, lot 1 through 3, and that will be completed after the January 7th minutes are approved, so we are approved with those. That's what I get for reading. Do we have that?
Yeah, so I see, you're talking about Washington Street?
Do we have to do anything with the findings of fact? No.
No.
Okay. Great.
Joanne, we don't need to do anything with the findings of fact. We don't need to do anything for the findings of fact for the campsite?
No, they were approved, I'll do them for next.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then we have the Washington Street duplexes. We were reviewing the plans and waiting for soil written information from the engineer to discuss the stormwater maintenance agreement that we talked about last meeting.
Yeah.
We don't have those yet, and they are not present, so we will move that off for next meeting. And then our next order of business is Steve McLean. His used cars is scheduled for March 18th, 2026 for a 5 p.m. site walk and a 7 p.m. public hearing.
Is that at 105 Secocas?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense.
The smiley face barn. And then we are rescheduling the dates for the site walk and public hearing for 41 Range E Road, which is CIA. The board had voted to put it off till April. I believe I saw an email from Stan saying that that was approved
Yeah.
by Sean. So we will look at schedule. Should we schedule that now?
No, we're gonna wait.
We'll push it off.
It's mostly because of snow.
Snow.
Right. And honestly, if we wait another meeting or two, I'll have an idea of, 'cause I'm supposed to travel sometime in April, I just don't know when yet.
Okay, perfect. New order of business, we did receive an application from Jeb Garish for map 31, lot 18, 5A subdivision revision. The application approval and date for site walk for a public hearing. They are not present today, so we should maybe let's review their application and then decide if we want to set a date tonight or if we want to wait till next meeting.
So we talked about this a little at the last meeting, and Stan was gonna look into it a little bit more. There's just some questions about the road.
That 50-foot right away?
No,
Oh, Route 111?
because it's, I think it's technically a driveway, but there's already 3 homes off of it. Subdividing this will add a 4th. There's just questions about I mean, I think technically they need to bring that up to town standards, because it's then a private way, and then it's, it's a
Yep.
private road, but it's still a road. But we're just trying to figure out how to work with them to kind of limit it, especially because they're subdividing it to keep it within the family, and
Yep.
try not to make it too cumbersome. Okay, all right, good. So should we?
Do you
I mean,
want
we
to
can
set a
accept the
site?
Yeah, I mean, we can accept it, but we probably shouldn't. We can probably accept it and then schedule something, and then hopefully Stan has that conversation before then.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see, do they have I think they're missing some things, though. They actually probably don't need a soils map for this. I think that might be for the major subdivision, and that's what I was thinking of. I don't see any answers to the questions, though. Do either of you have your book with you?
I do not.
I think they're missing a couple things. I think the answers to the questions.
Don't we need, fire department sign
Yeah,
off?
I think we also need that. And do we need something from the road commissioner as well? For their application? Joanne, do you know off the top of your head? State road. Okay, oh, that's right. All right, so I think they need, before we can accept it as complete, they have the questions listed, so I think we just need to have them,
Where?
they're on this. Yep,
Oh, that's right, there's less questions. There's 16 questions for
yeah,
major and only 9 for minor?
yeah, I think so. Okay,
So we'll report back to them that they need a completed application, and then we can review it and submit it. Okay, and next is, did we decide that we would like to write in Jason?
yeah, he agreed last
Okay.
meeting, so.
Perfect, so we encourage all of our listeners to write in Jason Wright into a 3-year term for the 3rd vacancy on the ballot. And then Stan is not here. Next on the agenda, we had Stan for new ordinances and fees.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a workshop next meeting, right, Joanne? Is that when we're doing the workshop? Where we're gonna talk about really digging in and getting any edits to the subdivision ordinance, because the moratorium's gonna lapse, which is fine,
Yep.
but we do need to make progress on that, so we were gonna have a workshop to talk about that and updating the fees, because our fees haven't been updated in a long time. So I think that's what that's for, so.
Yes, and I saw Stan's been sending out a few different local towns' ordinances and fees, just so we can get a good idea of it.
Yeah. And he just asked at the last meeting that if there are things we want, like I know Aaron and I in the past have talked about for, not necessarily for like a smaller major subdivision, but some of the larger ones we know are coming down the road, putting things in like, like a certain percentage of open spaces type of thing, not anything too cumbersome, but if we have things like that, to send them to Stan, probably middle of this next week, so he has time to do some research and talk about it at the workshop.
I'd also like to see some condo ordinances coming in as we have people start presenting us, just so we have some guidelines to work in.
Yep. Yeah, so we should get a list to Stan, and I can start with a couple ideas I have kicking around, so.
Perfect.
I think that's it.
All right. Any other new business that anyone would like to bring? Anyone out in the crowd? No? All right. Well, I motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor? All right. Thank you and have a great night.